Okay, cool. So, mindset shift and, shifting our mindset and the way you think about things. So, for context, this is obviously for anyone that's inside the challenge, but anyone who's kind of looking towards a goal. Obviously, we've got 12 weeks until Christmas, so maybe you've got some goals in mind that you want to hit by then. And it all comes down to mindset and how powerful our mindset is. So, I've got some words up here that might sound familiar and things I hear all the time when it comes to fitness and goals. And just day-to-day tasks like I'm too busy or I don't have energy. I've tried this before. What if I fail? It never works. I can't. It's a me thing. This is too difficult. I don't have time. And then life is too stressful. And like these are all very relevant things, and their feelings, their emotions. But if we just shift some of these words and the way that we think about these things, it will make a massive, massive change. So rather than thinking I can't, then it's just I can do this because there's no reason why you can't do the thing that you want. The only thing that stops you is actually just doing the thing. And that's like anyone that's listening to this from the free challenge is that you've already signed up, you've already made a massive jump and a massive step to committing to something, to starting something. So there's no reason why I can't be one because you've already done a massive thing by taking a step and taking a jump by trialing something new. So you can do it. And it's just a little bit of work. And if you're really struggling, then you can message me, you can reach out. There's a group chat, there's a community and it's just transforming some of these words to more positive things. Maybe you've tried before, but we try and try again. Sometimes things don't work, but is it a you thing or is it a process thing? And maybe this time you need to approach it differently. Um, so, it's the way that we view things as well. It's all well and good joining a challenge or joining onto a program or wanting to achieve something in 12 weeks' time. But if you're not going to change and if you're not going to put 100% in, then of course you're going to get nothing out of it. I'm too busy, you know, everyone's busy. And I appreciate like time can be a real barrier, especially if you've got like 101 things going on. Maybe you do shift work. At that point, yeah, sure. Um, Time is a real thing. And if you're physically in a different position, then you might not have time to do certain things. But there's definitely ways around it. There's days off in the week. Um, and especially with these workouts, they've been designed, or workouts can be designed around 30 minutes, 20 minutes to make sure that you can still do the thing. I appreciate that maybe going out for a walk can sometimes be hard, but it's then it goes to the question of, you know, how how much of your life is not revolved around you anymore? How much is it in the hands of your work? How much is it in the hands of someone else? When are you going to start taking yourself as a priority and your health so that you can show up to work, your family, your commitments? Because without these things, what can you really give? So I appreciate that I'm too busy one for sure, but it's about priority. Um, and again, like the time thing and life is stressful. Life is 100% stressful, but so is sitting around doing nothing. And it all it does is just builds up, builds up, builds up. And as soon as you start to do something for yourself, all of our hormones and our regulations, like it just becomes so much easier to be able to cope and deal with stress when we're active, when we're doing something, when we have a goal that we're working towards. There's nothing more stressful than not going anywhere and not having a goal or, some sort of a direction because it's just kind of like, where is life going, right? So I think some of these words here definitely might be able to ring to mind, but again, it's all about this mindset shift. And then it definitely comes to what I always think about is fixed versus a growth mindset. So being in a fixed mindset is this place, this comfortable place where, challenging challenges may face us, or maybe something happens at work, maybe a family event, or maybe, during life things get thrown at us. And a fixed mindset shies away from those things. They might not want to do workouts that are allocated. They might not want to do things that are uncomfortable. They might not like running, but maybe it's time to try that. A lot of you that have signed up to this, you're trying something new, which is good. So you're already, and this is the thing is that you're not one or the other. We always fluctuate, but it's about developing the growth mindset and letting that growth mindset take over more commonly or like more. than the fixed. So you're already in the growth mindset of taking on a challenge, signing up to something new, not afraid to fail. But then when the workouts are coming, or when it's time to do ab workouts, or when it's time to track the food, or when it's time to engage with the community group chat, is that when the fixed mindset comes in and you stay in your comfortability zone? Because again, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So it's just about actually zoning in, focusing in on your goals and what you want to achieve, and sometimes being uncomfortable with doing the things so you can actually get to the place that you want to be. If you're someone who maybe you're on a weight loss journey, because I know there's some people that want to grow muscle as well, but if you're on a weight loss journey and you kind of have this figure or you have a weight in mind, if you're always picturing or just saying about this weight or this place that you want to be, but you're not willing to do the uncomfortable things or you're not willing to do anything differently, well, guess what? You're going to be in the same place. And it's the same if you want to build muscle or anything like that. Like if you're not willing to put the work, the reps, the sets, and the time for yourself in, sleep, eating, recovery, then you're not going to achieve the thing that you want. So it's about taking on these challenges and being excited to fail or to try something new rather than saying, oh, I don't want to do this because, I'm scared that something might happen or, um, something might get in the way or I'm too busy or it's so easy to say no to things. But then as soon as you say yes and you get stuck in and you get involved, I promise you it will be so worth it and so quickly you'll start to change your mind. So again, it's achieving the thing that you said you were going to achieve, especially when it comes down to being stressful or life is stressful. Yeah, there's nothing more stressful than telling yourself you're going to achieve something and then you end up not doing it because then it just all it is just becoming this pressure to try and achieve something and nothing ever changes and you never ever get anywhere. And that's the worst place to be in, you know? And again, all it comes from is just small little things. So, hopefully this isn't, this maybe some of this feels uncomfortable to you, but it's a place where you need to be to start making some changes if that's what you want. And that's what I mean. Like a lot of people get to this stage and they go, actually, do you know what? I don't actually I don't think I want to achieve the weight that I wanted, or I said that I wanted to, or maybe I don't want the physique that I want. And that's absolutely fine as well. Like no one has to be in a particular place. But it's like if you do have a goal, if you don't like the way you look, if you're not feeling confident, if you don't like the way that colleagues look at you, or all of these insecurities and thoughts and feelings, then you're going to have to change and you're going to feel so much better in the long run over it than how you feel now. So imagine a person 12 weeks in time, how, if you bumped into yourself in 12 weeks, how would you like to see that person? How do you want that person to feel? So if I bump into Sean in 12 weeks' time, because I'm on my journey as well, I want him to say that he lost the weight that he said he was going to lose. I want him to say that he was 82 kg and he was 12% body fat. He's done his photo shoot and he's feeling great. That's the person that I want to bump into, not the person that said he got 4 weeks in, didn't want to go on a diet, and then just continued on with his thing. So I think that's another thing to have in your mind as well. But again, it doesn't have to be this crazy commitment because the same way that we say these things, all we have to do is start changing them little by little, and winning becomes a slow little habit and it starts to snowball. So small little things like getting your steps in or drinking water or reading a page of a book is exactly why this challenge is designed, because then we start to build up a habit of winning, which then kind of goes into this whole mindset shift of, oh, actually, I can do these things. I can read a book. I can read a page of a book. It doesn't have to be an entire book. It's just one page a day. By the end of the challenge, you probably would have read the book, something that you probably thought you wouldn't do. Not to say that the book is 14 pages, but you start to build a habit of picking up the book and reading. Same way with water. Oh, I don't really drink water. I don't like it. But if you just start small and just building up those habits of winning, 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 it then becomes a thing. One of my favorite books, Atomic Habits, is that if you know that you're going to do something, if you know that you're going to get in the shower every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, then at 7:30, you wake up and you do a thing. Maybe you do 20 squats, maybe you do 20 push-ups, because you know that the shower is always going to be a schedule. So it's just building things around your habits. So there's other ways that you can do stuff as well, but keeping it to mindset is that, it's time to actually shift. You're on this journey. You've all said that you've got goals that you want to achieve. So let's start talking a little bit better about them. Stop saying I can't, or change it to I can, or not I'm too busy, but I'll find time for it. And, what if I fail? Well, what if you fail and you stop? Because then you have failed, right? But no one fails from going over and over and over again. And that's all you need to think about is that, starting it small, keep it going and don't stop because again, you all said that you have goals. Start to develop that growth mindset where when challenges face you, you're excited, you're ready to learn, you're ready to try new things rather than always being in this comfortable place that gets you nowhere. And again, you might be at this stage and you might go, actually, do you know what? I don't want change. I don't want the body that I thought I wanted. I don't want to, you know, fit into those clothes or that dress or whatever. And that's okay as well. We're not here to force anyone to do anything, but I think it's that realization that sometimes we have to do the uncomfortable things, or sometimes we have to change our habits to achieve the things that we've never had. So just a quick one on mindset, maybe a little bit of a motivation as well. But yeah, just a quick one, just a realization, a reality check that things won't change unless you do. And I will see you all later for question and answer at 6 p.m. So yeah, thanks everyone.